Hey everyone, my name is Logan Alley, and the group that I want to talk about is the Free Software Foundation. I believe that they're making the world a better place by fighting for freedom and equality in the technological world. I first learned about them while researching Richard Stallman, who founded the group in the 1980s. I was fascinated that one person's idea that software rights should belong to the user eventually became a global movement. The Free Software Foundation's mission is to make technology open, transparent, and available to everyone. I want to cover the problem they're solving, how they started, what they do now, and what we can do to help them keep going. So, the Free Software Foundation's main issue is that they deal with corporate control over technology. Today, most software is what's known as proprietary software, which is software where users can't see or change the code at all. According to EPAM Solutions Hub, this limits freedom, slows innovation, and can even threaten privacy. The Free Software Foundation believes that software should be, quote, free as in freedom, not just free as in price. As Richard Stallman put it, who is the creator of the Free Software Foundation, users deserve the right to run, study, share, and improve their programs. This is the belief that drives everything the group does. Now that you understand the mission, I think it's important to describe an example of what they strive for, and that's best done through how the group was created. In Rahul Awadi's article, What is the GNU Project, he discusses the story of how the Free Software Foundation came to be. In 1980, Richard Stallman worked at MIT in the computer lab. One day the printer stopped working, and he knew that he could fix it if he just had access to the source code. So he contacted the distributor of the printer and asked for it, and they just denied him entirely. This made him so mad that he almost quit computers and programming entirely. Instead, he elected to create the GNU Project and then the Free Software Foundation to protect users' rights. From Richard Stallman's personal website, you created the GNU Project in the general public license, also known as the GPL. And this is a license that developers can put on their code that basically states that anyone can use their software for any reason as long as they don't claim that they make it or they try to sell it. The Free Software Foundation also came up with the idea of copyleft, which is meant to be an inverse of copyright, and that it just states that anyone can use the code, just don't claim that that's yours or that you made it. So today, the group continues to promote software freedom around the world. According to the Free Software Foundation website, they run campaigns against digital restrictions like DRM law issues and software patent issues. And they also host events like Libre Planet, where programmers and activists collaborate on open source projects. However, they're not the only ones that are supporting the cause. MIT also jumped in with something similar to the GPL, which is the MIT license. And according to the MIT licensing office, the MIT license is a simple and easy to understand version of the GPL, which makes it very popular among developers. The Free Software Foundation has had a big impact on the consensus of open source software. According to Kay Timorona's article, many companies today have expressed their support for open source software. Companies like Google, Microsoft, and other places have all expressed their support for Richard Stallman and the Free Software Foundation's ideas. What the group believes is that users should have the same freedom to study, modify, and share software as they do to express ideas, because to them, code itself is a form of creativity and communication and should be protected just like free speech is. So if you want to support the Free Software Foundation, the best thing to do is to donate and spread awareness. According to the Free Software Foundation website, they mostly rely on individual donations, not corporations. Donating to the group helps support the general public license so developers continue to protect their software rights. It also helps support lawsuits for campaigns against software patents, and also funding through their Big Education initiative, which encourages teachers and other educators to teach kids through the use of open source software. Even if you can't donate, though, you can still have a big impact. You can use free and open source software like LibreOffice instead of Microsoft Word, Firefox instead of Chrome, etc. You can also spread awareness, tell friends what open source means, or share Free Software Foundation campaigns on social media. You can contribute to open source projects on GitLab or SourceForge. Even fixing small bugs or translating documents helps out. But even if you don't understand the world of computers and software, you should know that without organizations like the Free Software Foundation, the digital world would be closed off and very frustrating. Basically, every program would belong entirely to a company. We wouldn't be able to fix bugs, add features, or even see what our technology is doing. Innovation would slow down, and only big corporations would be the one that control progress. Collaboration and creativity would shrink, and we'd eventually just lose trust in our technology. Software and coding would all be about control and profit, not actually helping people. So looking toward the future, the Free Software Foundation has a big role as technology keeps changing. With things like AI, cloud computing, and new digital restrictions, their message about user freedom is more important than ever. The group now focuses on making sure that people can understand and control the technology that affects their lives. So supporting them means standing up for transparency and fairness in the digital world. When we choose open source tools, spread their message, or question how our technology works, we help the Free Software Foundation push for a future where technology serves people, not just corporations and shareholders. Overall, the group exists because our technology should belong to us, not big corporations. What started with one person's frustrations over a printer in the 1980s became a worldwide movement that powers much of the internet. They continue to fight for our right to control what's on our devices. And like I said, if you want to support them, the best way is through donating and spreading awareness about their mission. You don't have to be a computer geek to support them. You just have to care about freedom and fairness in technology. The group imagined a world where technology is free and fair for everyone, but that's not possible without our support. Thanks, everyone.